and we are underway for a competition as we have Jordan Luke starting us off on vault.
That is a very difficult vault. You do a full twist onto the table and pike off, and that was a great vault for Jordan. You don't see a whole lot of it. Not many girls compete that, and to do that, it was really great. A good first vault.
Yeah, especially for this to be the season opener. I'm sure that will just get better and better over time as the team gets more meets under their belt. Up next, we have Kennedy Duke on bars for the Panthers. Kennedy Duke finished the season with a NQS score of 9.720 on bars. So very excited to see what she does here tonight in Denton.
That's a 9.6 for Jordan on vault. Solid start for Pitt. That first routine, first of the season, was always hard, and bars can be kind of shaky sometimes, but that was a solid routine. Really great Yurchenko full for Sophie Hernandez. Just a small step at the end, but really great form.
Sophie Hernandez wraps up on vault, and we'll stay tuned for her score. Her teammate Jordan Luke brought in a score of 9.60 for the Pioneers. And now we are back over on bars. Mika Lee for the Panthers will be up on bars.
One of the things on bars that you want to look for is those hit handstands that really separate a good team from a great team.
Lee wasn't somebody that the Panthers saw a lot in the bars lineup last year. She competed in bars for one meet. Vault is truly her event, so excited to see how she kind of matriculates through this lineup as the year goes on. Kylie Gambari over for the Pioneers on vault. A little stumble at the end, but still a great showing for the first vault of the season. Jamie Pratt next up for the Panthers. And Sophie Hernandez, 9.70 for the Pioneers. Jamie Pratt is probably going to be a name that you hear a lot throughout this season for Pitt. She was named to the ACC preseason watch list. And she also shared the individual event title on bars with Emily Todd against Kent State with a 9.875. Pratt also finished the season with a NQS score of 9.840 on bars.
Really good dismount, double layout with the stick.
Yes, judging from the crowd reaction, if you're watching from home, that was definitely a dismount and overall bar routine that she should be proud of.
Maddie Murphy with the front handspring, front pike half on vault. I really love seeing the diversity in TWU's vault lineup. You've got Jordan, Maddie, most of them do Yurchenko fulls, but you've also got Sophia Isbell competing 1.5.
Kylie Gambari bringing in a score of 9.60 for her vault. We're still waiting on Maddie Murphy's score, as well as a few Panthers scores on bars. Next up on bars for Pitt, we have Cameron Chu. Cameron also has a twin sister over at UC Davis who is also a gymnast, Caddy Chu. Her career high on bars is a 9.850 against Kent State.
That was a great routine. She was really precise with everything, getting into those handstands, holding them, tight legs. Judges like to see that.
Yeah, she seemed to be really calm from start to finish. Even going back to 2022, she was the Hawaii State champion for vault, bars, and floor.
Really great Yurchenko full from Elena, with just a very small hop, I think, on the landing.
Elena Reed wraps up on vault for the Pioneers. We have two more Pioneer gymnasts that will take on the vault today, and Maddie's Murphy score has come in at 9.625. Emily Todd is up next on the bars for Pitt. Solid routine from Todd. who again shares a title with her teammate Cameron Chu on bars, both with a 9.85. Elena Reed, 9.75 on vault. And that is Sophia Isabel on vault. And she nails it. You can see the excitement in her face and all of her teammates running up to greet her. You can tell she just killed that routine, and I'm happy for her.
And that was a 1.5, which is a 10-0 start value. So having Isabel do that is great. Caitlin Hoyland competed a 1.5 last year. Of course, she graduated. So it's nice to see someone else take that in the lineup.
We have some bar scores coming in for Pitt. Kennedy Duke at 9.775 and Mika Lee 9.175. Hallie Copperwheat on bars for Pitt.
Really big Jaeger right there.
She is also on the ACC preseason watch list, and we're seeing why right here. Also a part of the All-EAGL first team on bars in 2023. That routine also shows us why she has earned an individual title on bar, and she also will compete in floor later on where she has an additional individual title. TW is all finished on vault. We have one more routine for this routine. Julie Madso for the Panthers.
That's a 9.825 for Sophia Isbell.
A few other scores coming in for Pitt. Jamie Pratt, 9.85, and Cameron Chu, 9.85 as well.
Really great bar exhibition there. I think she'll be in lineup soon.
As Julie Matzo wraps up for bars for the Panthers, we'll do a bit of a switch here. We'll see Pitt over on vault, and we'll see TWU on bars. And that will wrap up our second rotation. And then we'll head over to the beam and the floor. As we're waiting on both teams to switch, we'll take a brief break here at Kitty Winter McGee Arena. We welcome you back to Kitty Winter McGee Arena. And if you're just now joining us, we have TWU Pioneers and Pitt Panthers here joining us. And also a few scores that you might have missed. Emily Todd, 9.85. Hallie Cooper-Wheat, 9.825. And Julie Matto, 9.675, wrap up the Panthers round on bars. Up next for Pitt on vault, we'll have Layla Bobek start, and TWU will have Bailey Bourgeois start on bars. And we will take a quick break.
go get Morgan? Or yourself?
Yeah, both.
We could. We could rotation one.
We got on bugs.
We welcome you back into Kitty Winter McGee Arena as we have the Panthers on vault and TWU Pioneers on bars. We had Layla Bobek on vault and Bailey Bourgeois on bars for TWU as we await those scores. We also had Lila Pagegi just finish up on vault for the Panthers. Next up, we have Cami Zarlingo for the Pioneers. Excited to see what she is working on for bars for the year.
Cami's a senior and has just been such a great competitor on bars for TWU. It's exciting to see her in her final season.
Last year, Zarlingo had a career high of 9.825 three times on bars.
Really good fight on that bail. Not giving up. Could have been a fall, but held on to it.
Yeah, for sure, showing why she's a mainstay competitor for TWU on bars. Olivia Gunta just finished up on vault. Super strong vault on her end. And we also have a score in for Bailey Bourgeois, 9.775 on bars.
That was a solid landing for Olivia, too. One of the biggest things on vault is just being able to control the landing. And TWU went 48.5 on vault, and they can easily get that to a 49 just with landings alone, which I know that's their focus, and they'll be working on in practice this week.
Juliana Baker up next on bars for the Pioneers. She's a freshman, and she was also homeschooled, but actually it's not too uncommon for gymnasts in high school to be homeschooled, just with the back and forth to gymnastics gyms, and also too a lot of times they're not doing gymnastics at their high school. They have to go to a separate gym. So a lot of times for those taking gymnastics super serious, homeschooling is usually the best option for them. She's also a native here in Texas, and she has about 12 years in the game.
Nice fight on that handstand. I love that they're going big for those handstands. Stuck double layout. What a start for Juliana, the freshman.
Again, just to remind everybody, that is Juliana's first time competing with the Pioneers at a meet outside of Holiday Spectacular. So this is just the peak of the beginning. Now we have a Layla Green on vault.
Really clean in the air, legs straight, together, and stuck landing. That's going to be a big score.
Score just came in for Cami Zarlingo on bars, 9.7. Olivia Gunta for Pitt, 9.725, and also Pileggi's score comes in at 9.7.
That was a great routine for Elena. Saw those hit handstands, caught Jaeger, great pack, and stuck landing.
Elena's career high on bars is a 9.75. She actually got it 3 times, and most recently on March 15th. Kennedy Duke, awesome vault routine there. Last year, she competed for the Panthers in every single vault at all their meets last year and recorded a season best 9.85 on vault twice. Next, we have Brooke Ferrari on bars for the Pioneers.
Here Brooke does a straddle back, 2 handstand. You don't see too many of those either.
Career high 9.925 at NC State last year on March 10th for Brooke, the art major from Colorado.
And another stick double layout.
Going back over to visit the Panthers on vault, Mackenzie Grant. As a reminder, Mackenzie is one of a couple Canadians out here competing, and in 2024 she won Athlete of the Year as well as 2024 Western Canadian All-Around Champion. Back over to bars to visit Caroline Bounds, who has been a very solid competitor for TWU over the years, especially when it comes to bars. Junior from North Carolina with a career high 9.9 twice last year. with that second career high coming from the finals.
Caroline just has amazing lines. She really has trusted the process, put in a lot of work on the fine details of that routine on bars, and it is really paying off. She battled an injury last year, so it's great to see her where she's at now.
Yeah, these events always fly by. We're already at the end of vault for the Panthers. Mika Lee, wow. And we'll give you a couple of scores. We have Baker 9.825, Elena Reed 9.775, and Brooke Ferrari 9.9.
That's the way to start off your season. Pitt's vaults were really consistent and really strong landings.
Couple of vaults here for you. Green 9.75 and Grant 9.700. And we're wrapping up our second rotation here on bars with Jordan Luke. No better way to finish it out. Definitely understand why our Pioneer coach has Jordan Luke anchoring out bars.
Really great exhibition from her. The exhibition spot's always nice to get in some extra practice and experience, so you can be ready to go and line up and have extra depth.
Brooke Ferrari 9.9 on bars. Caroline Bounds 9.8. And so that will actually wrap up our second rotation here in Denton tonight. We have two more rotations coming for you all, beam and floor. My personal favorite is always the floor. So we'll take a brief intermission here and we will come back with two more rotations of jam-packed action-filled gymnastics. We've got our third rotation up next in Denton, Texas. As a reminder, we have Texas Women's University Pioneers going against the University of Pittsburgh Panthers here this afternoon. We just had a great wrap-up of rotation 1 and 2. And right now, both of these teams are neck and neck. Right now, Panthers total score 97.950. TWU 97.575, so it is still anyone's meat at this point. I do think that beam will be a really good look to see, who will come out on top. I think both these teams are pretty evenly stacked when it comes to floor. I think it'll really be beam that will separate the two as far as overall score for both teams. And we have the Pioneers on vault, and Panthers will start us off on floor.
I love beam because it takes so much more than skill. It takes confidence, poise, just breathing, learning to stay in the moment and not be easily shaken.
Yeah, and also 2 days is one of your events being beam. What would you say are some things that you did to kind of just center yourself before it was your turn to compete?
We always talked about staying in your moment, breathing. A big thing is just controlling your breathing. Not getting frazzled, and just treating it like practice because you do it every day, so don't treat it any different.
Sophie Hernandez up first for the Pioneers on beam. Hernandez's highest score was a 9.90 last year on April 12th.
Great flight series there. Soph looks really calm and collected.
Last year she also received second team honors on beam. So as I'm reading off this list, it makes more and more sense why she is starting off beam for the Pioneers here tonight.
Really strong start to beam. That's exactly why she is in that first position.
Fantastic job for Hernandez on beam. Now we have Mally Morgan on floor for the Panthers. As a reminder for those at home, for those gymnasts that usually compete on floor, about every 2 years they'll get a new routine. Great start to floor for the Panthers. Almost had a Broadway-esque theme there. And she also comes from a long lineage of gymnasts. Her dad was a 4-time Olympian and placed 5th in the Barcelona Games in 1992. And she is almost a champ of her own, placing 2nd last year in the British Championship Finals. And she's only a freshman, so a great pickup for the Panthers squad. Next, we have Elena Reed on beam.
Great layout step out.
As Elena is competing, we have a score for Sophie Hernandez, 9.725.
I love seeing Elena's confidence grow, especially on beam, being a sophomore this year. This is a really solid routine. One and a half, holds the landing. Great job, Elena.
Next up, we have Maddie Bell on floor for the Panthers. She is another dynamite freshman that this Panthers squad has been able to add to their roster.
Rudy to layout step out.
A little bit of a Beyonce marching band mix here. Always seems to excite the crowd. Love how she's bringing excitement but still remaining clean in all of her movements.
Just a little short on that double back, but she recovered.
To be her first time competing in a collegiate meet as a freshman, definitely a great job there. Slight slip on the last skill, but other than that, great job for Bell. The freshman from Springfield, Virginia, also trained at Capital Gymnastics that have turned out a lot of Division I gymnasts, including Nia Reed, an 8-time All-American that was at Florida and UCLA. Now we have Sophia Stefan up for beam for the Pioneers. Slight rocky start, but always about the recovery and staying true to the routine and just finishing out here. So excited to see how she recovers. Again, a reminder for those at home, Stefan did not compete last year.
She's battled an elbow injury, but it's good to see her back out competing. I know she's worked hard to be where she's at right now.
Going back over to floor where we have Jamie Pratt competing for the Panthers. Career high 9.9 against West Virginia last year.
Starting off with the front layout, front double full. She made it look easy, but it is not. That is the knee. Just a little off on that 1.5 front layout, but stayed on her feet. There will be a deduction, but
great way to recover for Jamie Pratt. A couple of scores in for your Pioneers on beam. Elena Reed, 9.8. Sophia Stefan, 8.75. We saw her stumble just a little bit getting started, so understandable why we're seeing an 8.75. Over on floor for Pitt, Morgan 9.775 and Bell 9.75. Caroline Bounds on the beam off to a fantastic start. You can see she's actually enjoying herself, which is sometimes hard when you're on beam because you're focusing so much on not falling off or making a mistake, but she looks like she's truly enjoying herself this afternoon, and she's in her last season with the Pioneers.
Caroline's doing a great job of really just allowing her feet to be on the beam, sinking in, and she saved that turn. Sometimes the turn is the hardest part.
Beautiful, beautiful extension there with both legs.
And that's exactly what TW needed to just come back after a fall, keep going. That's why you have 6 in a lineup. TW and Pitt are really evenly matched. Last year, the final NQS was less than 4/10 apart. So it'll be interesting to see how these final two events turn out.
For sure. Next, we have Mackenzie Clark already bringing the energy for Pitt on floor. Started off with an Egyptian queen vibe. Now we have a little bit of a mix here for the underground vogue. Love to see mixing of both worlds here in this routine for Clark.
Really great leaps. It looks like she got her body and feet all the way turned around the right angles.
Looks like she's having a great time out there performing.
It's fun to see the different personalities come out through a floor routine.
Yes, floor is definitely one of those areas where it's literally transforming every year. You see more and more non-traditional elements being implemented within the routines. Back on beam for the Pioneers, Caroline Bounds, 9.75. Now we have Ruby Gold up and next. Always one of my favorites on beam. She had a career high 9.850 versus Oklahoma on February 18th.
That was a back handspring to side aerial. Did a good job keeping that connection. That's difficult with the change. You're going backwards and then forwards. She did a great job keeping it moving.
Always one of my favorites to watch. Ended that routine just beaming with emotion. Now back over to floor. We have Mika Lee. It'll be our second time seeing her tonight, so interesting to see her approach on the floor.
Front handspring, front double full. Really nice landing.
This music almost reminds me of watching a koi fish swim along in a pond. Very solid and clean routine from Mika Lee. Last year, she competed in every meet as a freshman on the floor, so she definitely has already shifted over from those jitters. Career best 9.9 against West Virginia, and won the individual event title on floor alongside Jordan Ewing with a 9.875 against North Carolina. Now we get to see Sophia Isabel for Texas Women's Pioneers on beam.
Really solid. Back handspring. Layout, step out, layout, step out. That's triple series. And Isabel was the anchor for TWU. So that's really huge that they can drop the fall.
We'll also get to see Amine Glenn in a little bit. And then we also have some Pioneer beam scores in for you, the part that everyone's excited about. We have Ruby score in at 9.775. Couple of floor scores for you for the Panthers. Pratt, 9.675. Clark, 9.825. And Mika Lee, 9.9. Right now, we have Hallie Cooper-Wheat on floor.
Good save on that double pike. Chest was up, great landing. Could have fallen back there, but she saved it really well.
Cooper showing exactly why she is on the ACC preseason watch list. Last year, she won floor event titles against Clemson at home and an individual title on the floor as well. As Daisy already mentioned, Sophia Isabel anchored beam for the Pioneers, but Amine Glenn will get a chance to show off her skills as an expedition scorer, which is always great. Anytime you can compete in front of fans and bring those skills to life is always a great opportunity. Sophia Isabel's score just came in, 9.825. And we're just waiting on Cooper-Wheat's score from floor for Pittsburgh. That wraps up beam tonight for the Pioneers, and the Panthers are all finished out on the floor. They have one expedition, Kennedy Duke. And Sophia Isabel's score again came in during Glenn's routine, 9.85. And Cooper-Wheat scores in 9.8. on the floor. That brings our third rotation to an end. Next, we'll get to see the Panthers on beam, and the Pioneers will close out the show on floor, a part of our fourth rotation, and we will be right back after this transition. We have one last rotation of gymnastics here for you in Denton, Texas. University of Pittsburgh and Texas Women's University. Right now, still super close meet. Pitt has 146.80. Pioneers 146.45. We'll have the Panthers on beam, Pioneers on floor. And I got to get a sneak peek at some of these floor routines at the Holiday Spectacular, and they are definitely a great way to close out the show here tonight. First up on beam for the Panthers, Mika Lee. And on floor, Cami Zarlingo will start the show off for the Pioneers. Mika Lee competed in every meet last year in beam as a freshman. She recorded a personal best, 9.85 on beam 3 times against North Carolina, Kent State, and West Virginia, as well as finishing her 2025 campaign with a NQS score of a 9.8.
I love the rhythm of her routine. She's just moving one thing into another.
Yes, her routine definitely has an element of fluidity. Amazing job for Lee on the beam. We'll wait for her score to come in. In the meantime, we have Cami Zarlingo getting ready to take the floor. Great crowd engagement there in the corner for Cami Zarlingo. Great job to start the season off for Cami Zarlingo. Last year, her career high for bars, 9.775, not once, but 4 times. Also a May State competitor on bars and floor for TWU, and also placed 4th on floor to earn all MIC second team honors last year. Next up, we have Emily Todd on beam for the Panthers.
That's a difficult mount. You have to be just right distance from the beam and hold that handstand.
Definitely an attention grabber to start things off.
I love the confidence of both teams. No one looks nervous. Everyone's just settled in, doing their thing. Just a little off on that layout step out. So much about gymnastics is not just your angle or if you're crooked, but also about timing, because if you rush something or something's a little late, then it throws off the whole skill.
Yeah, for sure. Last year as a sophomore, she competed on beam in every meet. She also recorded at least a 9.775 on beam in 6 meets. Finished the season with a NQS score of 9.78 on the beam. Next up, we have Bailey Wash for TW on floor.
Beautiful landing on that double pike. Chest was up, did not take too many steps. It was great. If you can't tell, Bailey is a huge Taylor Swift fan, so this routine as well as her previous routine were both Taylor Swift inspired.
Yes, this year Bailey is a junior, so it was time for a new floor routine, as we mentioned earlier, the cadence of that.
Slight step forward. A lot of that's just getting more endurance and waiting on that timing.
Bailey with the career high 3 times last year. 9.8 with the last coming in on February 7th against Arizona State. Also was voted as last year's most improved, which is a team vote within the other gymnasts on the team, voted her most improved. Now we have Layla Bobeck on beam for the Panthers. Again, another ACC newcomer watch list. And we're being shown why in real time.
That was a standing layout, step out,
also 2025 Regional Beam Champion last year. Taking her time, transitioning from skill to skill.
There's so much detail in beam, all the way from your rhythm to how your toes are pointing off the beam, even in your dance. A little pikey and step forward on that dismount, but really great recovery from coming back from a fall.
Yeah, Bo Beck was also 2023 Ohio State Beam Champion, as well as coming from a long line of athletes with her father playing football. And next up, another fan favorite, Kylie Gambari on floor.
Really good double pike. Same as Bailey, just chest up on that landing. Didn't step out of it. The hips were open on the landing too.
She's such a great performer, all the way down to the choreography and skills.
Really good landing there on that double pike.
And a cute jazz split at the end in a true Kylie fashion that just shows that she feels like she killed it, and the crowd 100% agrees. Last year in high score 9.925 at a quad meet with Nebraska, Iowa, and Temple on March 15th, and she actually anchored floor last year for 12 meets as well as vault for 1. Now we have Cameron Chu on the beam for the Panthers. You can tell she's a very mature gymnast.
Really solid routine there for Pitt.
A couple of scores for you for TW on floor. Bailey Bourgeois, 9.825. Kylie Gambari, 9.9.
Great opening double tuck for Isabel.
Sophia Isabel on floor for the Pioneers. And then next we'll have Mally Morgan for the Panthers.
Isabel's a junior, and each year I think she just gets better and better in her confidence, and she's a powerhouse for TWU.
Great energy from start to finish for Sophia Isabel. A couple of beam scores from the Panthers here. Emily Todd, 9.125. Bobeck, 9.75. And Cameron Chu, 9.85. Next up, we have Mally Morgan. Very poised in her completion there.
She's a really nice toe point. Beautiful artistry.
You can tell she's not in her head too much, but she's still focused. She's right on that line.
Beautiful leaps. If you can tell, she goes above 180. Over hyperextended.
A little bit of a fall there at the end. Other than that, a true seamless routine. Sometimes the excitement could just really overtake you. Could definitely understand why she may be disappointed at that ending, but again, this is the season opener for everybody, so, you know, it's good to kind of knock off the dust early on in the season. And I guarantee that we won't see that from Morgan again. Up next, we have Sophia Hernandez anchoring the floor spot for the Pioneers. And just like that, we're already through our last rotation of floor.
Just a little short on that landing. Floor is hard to, you don't want to go too big and then you try to dumb it down and you wind up a little bit short. Finding that happy medium.
That wraps it up for floor this afternoon with Sophia Hernandez. Sophia Isabel score is in 9.825.
And you may have noticed that was only 5 in lineup for TWU. They had several injuries, one being Kylie Menard. That was about a week and a half ago. She had an ankle injury, and don't know specifics on that, but she's out for this meet, which was a big loss for TWU. So good to see that they got it done in 5, which is all you need. Takes a lot of trust in your teammates.
Haley Copperwheat.
Great double full dismount. That was a solid hit. They really needed that. They're counting one fall, so didn't want to count another.
Sophia Hernandez's score on floor is in for the Pioneers at 9.25. And then we have Julie Matzo that will compete in that expedition spot for Pitt, making Copperwheat the anchor for the Pitt beam. Just waiting on Copperwheat's score to come in.
TWU's mission for this year is to qualify for NCAA regionals. They were a little short last year, but are looking to do it this year, which that takes the top 36 teams in the country based on their NQS national qualifying score.
Haley Copperwheat's score is in for beam, 9.8. Not to speak too soon, but it looks like the Pioneers may have pulled out this meet.
Great amplitude on that layout step out. Great finish.
So that concludes all 4 rotations for Pitt and TWU. We'll go on a quick transition just while we confirm the winner of tonight's meet. To wrap things up here in Denton, Texas, TWU has officially won their season opener against the University of Pittsburgh, and they actually now have the highest score in a season opener in history. Last year for season opener, they had the highest score they've ever had last year, which was 194. This year, they are ending out their season opener with the 195.575, and their next meet is next Friday, this upcoming Friday, against the University of Denver. And you can catch Pitt back in action versus the Cal Bears next meet out west next Sunday. A great competition through both groups of ladies tonight. Very evenly matched. We kind of figured it was going to come down to just a couple points, and it came down to just a quarter of a point. 0.25 points separated the Pioneers and the Panthers tonight. It's been a joy to be here with you all on the broadcast this afternoon in Denton, Texas. From Denton, Texas, signing off, myself, Alexis Davis, and Daisy Bartholomew. We will see you at the next one.